Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning and good evening. It's me again. Excuse me. Good morning. It's still a new year, and it's me, the one Rashid Martin, and this is another great episode of Legends on the Rise. I'm, I'm just here sitting down, and I'm sitting in the room. I'm just trying to, see what it's like. Being a legend means you got to make a sacrifice for other people, And I've been doing these videos for a little while, but um, to be legendary, you got to do something legendary. And right now, I'm kind of quarantining, right now. So, well, you can say it's quarantine, but I'm gonna be honest. It's something that I have to do for myself. But I feel like that this is what I'm doing. Sometimes there are sacrifices that legends make. You know, to create a legacy for other people. I feel like that when you get to that next level, the next level, have to be a status where everybody's like following you and knowing what you're up to. So for me, I feel like I feel like a champion. I wear this shirt because that's what a champion does. When you have a championship mind. Now to have a championship mindset, you gotta maintain that focus. You gotta zero in on what's important. You gotta protect what you love. You gotta protect what's yours. And I feel like I'm protecting a lot of people from what I'm doing. You know, and Um, it's been wonderful. I've been eating right, I've been eating healthy, and um, just doing the things that I love to do. Sometimes, when you do things for the sake of others, that's what makes you a legend. You're doing things to help other people, and that's most important. That's what makes a real legend. Yeah, see, I got my Nike headband on. I got my sports earphones on. I'm just sitting here feel like this is something that I need to do, and I feel like for the last few days, I feel like I'm doing something that's legendary. I feel like I'm making a mark for other people to see that it can be done. And I feel like this is a challenge for me. I've never been a part of something like this. I feel like this is a chance for me to show that I'm able to do exactly what other people, say it's impossible to do. And you got to remember, it's about it's mentally, it's about your mentality. It's what you believe that you can do. And that's what makes a legend. Someone who believes what they can, and what they're doing. If you believe in what you're doing, then you do it. You go for it. You don't depend on other people to help you. They're gonna help you, but you gotta help yourself. And that's the part that a lot of people have a hard time with. Mentally is a challenge because you're telling yourself that you are a champion. And when you start thinking like a champion, you start acting like a champion. You start doing things that champions do, and some people don't know what it means to be a champion. You know, you gotta be fit. You gotta get in shape. Now that takes time to do because a lot of people don't not aware of how to be a legend. How do you get that status? You gotta do things that legends do. You know, one of the greatest legends I think is in my book, in my eyes, was George Foreman. He was a big man. He punches solid. He was solid. He made a grill. He did things that most men his age should be doing. He was over 50, still boxing. He boxed Vander Holyfield, and he took a challenge at one time. He took a risk in the ring, but what made him solid was that he was a black man who went back into boxing at the age of 50. Now that's a legend. That's a legend in my eyes. he was his age. He didn't let his age stop him from being back into boxing. Now that's something a lot of people should understand. That when you get back into something, you got to be back into it. You got to put your mind, your heart, and your spirit in it, and you got to put your emotions can't be a part of it because it's going to stop your drive and your status of who you are. To me, he's a legend in my book, and I feel like what I'm doing now, I feel like I'm doing what all championship mindset people do. You know, I'm a fighter. You know, I fight. I'm a warrior. I don't give up. I never give up. I do what I need to do to help other people, protect them. You know, that's what you need to do. You got to remember to protect people that you care about. And once you do it, you feel better because it makes things lighter for them because they understand where you are. And you know, for me, man, I still do my music. You know, I feel like music is a way to express oneself, to get things open, to connect people, coming together to connect other people. Is a brilliant way of living. You gotta have a brilliant mind. You gotta understand what the role is and what you're doing to help people get to the next level. Now, sometimes, you know, helping people is the main thing. You got to make sure that's what legends do. They leave a legacy for people impacting others. You got to inspire people. If you're going to do music, then do music. If you're going to do sports, basketball, then do basketball. If you're going to do baseball, then do baseball. Whatever you're good at, be a legend at that. You know, whether it be working in a warehouse or working for a large company, you know, working for UPS. If you're working with UPS, you're a legend at working for UPS. But make sure that everybody knows where you're at. Now, I know that it's a lot of work. Getting things done, it's not easy. It's always going to be a challenge. This crisis is a challenge. You know, that's what, to me, I feel like we have so many challenges that we have to face. The biggest challenge is dealing with how to deal with this crisis. You know, it's mentally it's a challenge, but emotionally it's a challenge, and spiritually it's a challenge. To me, if you stay within the protocols, everything will go according to plan. You'll stop the spread of the virus. You'll stop that spread. But you gotta take the risk. You know, you gotta settle down and understand what the precautions are. To me, I feel like I'm on another level right now. I'm doing what I gotta do to help other people, you know, and whatever it is I have to do, then this is a lesson for me. This is something that I'm not, I'm capable of doing, and I'm doing it. Mentally, I'm getting stronger. I feel like my mind is getting stronger. I feel like, you know, people don't know what the mentality is, you know, and I'm also doing things to keep my mind focused on what's important. And I'm humble. This experience is making me humble. It's making me realize that I am a legend myself. I feel like a legend, you know. I feel like I'm doing something that, you know, a lot of people are already doing, but I'm doing it in a way where I'm doing my part. And that's what makes a legend when you take responsibility for your actions and you got to hold yourself accountable for what you're doing. Other people can't hold you accountable. They will hold you accountable if you don't do it and follow the protocol. But for me, I'm holding myself accountable, you know, to help the be a part of humanity. And you know, I feel like this is a great mission. This is a greater cause. This is my purpose, man. I have a purpose in this, and I know that I'm reaching the higher levels. You know, I know I have a higher calling, so I gotta stay with that calling. I gotta do what it is that I'm supposed to be doing, and this is what it. This is a true challenge for me, but I know that I'm able to do it. You know, some people look at me and be like, "Hey, he just an original dude." Yeah, you can say that, but to me, I feel like I'm extraordinary. I have confidence in myself. My confidence is not your confidence. What your confidence is mine is different from yours. But my confidence is what I'm doing now. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm standing up. You know, I feel like like one of those NBA players, who make a statement. I'm making a statement. I feel like that I'm impacting people. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and that's just being me. I gotta be me. I can't compare myself to nobody else. I gotta be me. Day in and day out, I gotta be me. I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta make sure that people know, you know, uh, who I am and what I'm capable of becoming. Now, we could talk about legendary things, but the legendary thing is what I'm doing now. I'm making a statement for people to follow. That once I'm done with these days, man, I'm gonna let people know that I did it. You know, I did what I needed to do, and that's the sacrifice, you guys. You gotta make a sacrifice sometimes. It's never easy to go through a challenge. Once you get a challenge, you gotta step up to the plate. I'm always stepping up to a challenge. Because I'm always given the hardest, most difficult thing, but I know I can step up to the plate. And for me, man, I know that I have a lot to live for, man. I have a lot to live for. I feel like I'm living now just by talking, sharing my thoughts, and a lot of people don't see it that way. But when you talk, you're sharing a lot of information about who you are. I'm learning a lot about what's going on, and I'm learning a lot about how to wipe doors and just wipe down everything, man. You gotta stay focused on what's important. What's the objective? You got to make that choice. It's a matter of choice, and that's what legends do. They make choices. They make choices based on what they see and how they do it. You got to make a choice. You got to make that choice where everybody sees you, and you gotta stay on top of your game. You gotta stay focused. You gotta zero in. You can't drift off and say, "Oh, I'm gonna go out." Don't take that risk. Don't take it. Just stay. Just do what you gotta do. And that's it. Just do what you gotta do, and that's it, and get it over with. If it's 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, then you gotta do it. It's a matter of it's a mental process. It's mental, and that's the best challenge of all when your mind becomes stronger and it becomes a weapon for anything that comes in your life. You gotta make that choice to say, hey, I gotta make that choice. This is the choice I'm making. I gotta do what's best for me and my family. And you gotta stay with it because a lot of times it gets hard. It gets hard. You're gonna have ups and downs, but you gotta stay with it. You gotta work it out. You gotta find ways to make yourself much more stronger and better. You're gonna get stronger as time go on, but you gotta believe that you have faith. Faith is what brings people together. Faith is what makes you strong. It's evidence of things not seen. You know, you got to have that hope that you're gonna get through things. You got to pray every day that it's gonna get grow and get better. I feel like I'm doing myself a favor and others a favor by showing that I'm able to do it. This is my third day. I'm staying in this room. And I'm doing what I need to do, and I know I can do this. I can do this. I believe I can do this. It's in my heart. My heart is protected. It's guarded. I just believe I can do it. You know, because there's no other way. You gotta do it. Just do it. And get it over with. It's not as bad as you think it is. Mentally it's gonna affect you, but you gotta boggle down. You gotta hold yourself down and say, "Hey, I gotta hold myself accountable for this. This is what it is, and I gotta deal with it. It ain't gonna be the best, but you gotta go through the period of, going through the trial and error. You gotta go through it. Once you go through that trial, then you get on the other side, it's gonna get better. There's always a rainbow at the end of the day. Remember this, always a rainbow at the end of the day. And whatever that rainbow is, it's gonna get brighter. It's always gonna get days can get brighter, but you gotta make them brighter. You gotta make yourself feel like, you know, feel like you're doing something. I feel like I'm doing something. I feel like I'm doing something special, and I know that it is for a reason, you know. And I know we got off track. We're supposed to talk about legends and everything. What makes a legend is someone who sacrificed for the for the for the group, who sacrificed for the quality of life in other people and becomes a leader. That's what makes a leader. You know who's a leader? You are a leader. I'm a leader. You know, we're all leaders. But born leaders is what makes a legend. You become a leader, not a follower. I'm a leader. I've always been born a leader. I think that's one of my greatest qualities is being a leader. I never follow other people. I follow myself because I was given this gift to be a leader. I was born a leader. I've always been a leader. Be leadership is what you work for. Leadership is bringing others together for things that are for a common cause. That's a leader. That's what I am. I'm a leader. I've always been that. I never follow the crowd. I never follow people. I follow what is given to me and in front of me. You know, I look at what was given to me. You know, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm a leader. I've always been I was born this way. You know, people look at me, I'm quiet. Hey, let me be quiet. That's what leaders do. They don't talk as much. They do it. They just do it. They just get it over with. And don't be ashamed to be a leader. Don't be ashamed to be in charge of other people. That's what you're supposed to do. If you're in charge of someone, but do it in a way where it's respectful and it's helping people. You know, if you look at the president that we have now, does he remind you of a leader or he remind you of a follower? See, you got to think about that. You got to look at the person that was in charge of this country. What have he done for us? Ask yourself, what have he done for you? Did he make any sacrifices to you? Did he shed some good advice? Did he give you a good leadership quality? Did he make you feel comfortable? Think about those things and remember what makes a good leader. Leadership is about taking charge and taking initiative and taking over, and I'm learning that that's what you have to do. I have to do that. You know, I have to be a leader. I was always a leader. I just need to follow up on it and take charge and take initiative. Leaders are born, they're not made. So I think that that's a legend to me when you're a leader. You know who was a great leader? Who was the best leader of all? Malcolm X. Malcolm X was a legend in my eyes. He would talk, he taught, you know, people what it is to be a leader. He used his words to guide people in the right direction. He uses words and his intelligence and his brilliance to shed light on history of America and what America oppression, you know, what it stood for. He stood fast for that. And that's a legend in my book, Malcolm X. You know, Malcolm X is a great legend. Like Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan is a great, you know, legend in my eyes. The man can speak. He can speak volumes. He can speak words. He can talk with the best of them, and that's what makes him a legend because he's a leader. He talked from his heart because he was given that gift. He was given that gift. You know, Allah gave him that gift to put in his heart. You know, every time I see this man speak, I watch this man for hours and hours. I used to watch him for years because, you know, I wanted. That's what a leader is supposed to do. He's supposed to speak for the people. He had to speak for the nation, you know, his name, the Nation of Islam, FOI. He speaks for the Nation of Islam. He made sure that, you know, it came from scriptures. It came from the Quran. You know, the Quran it's a beautiful embryonic from Ibrahim. You know, he tracks from the Quran. He speaks with the Quran that has taught him. He was Christian, but now he got converted to Islam, and it's a beautiful language. Islam is a beautiful language. It's spoken in Arabic, but It's also translated in Hebrew, but the true nature of it, he translated to English through Arabic. And you know, Arabic is a beautiful language. For him, he's a legend in my eyes because he's a leader and he speaks the truth. And when you find you looking for the truth, man, you gotta look for it from your heart. Whatever abides in you, the Lord abides in all of us. The Lord blesses us. He keeps us. He shines His face on us, and that's what you need to hear every day. That's good encouragement, guys. All right. So let's end it on this point. Whatever you're doing in your day, make your day brighter. Make your day wiser. Encourage others. Follow what's guiding your heart. And whatever's giving your heart, make sure it's a gift to all things possible. All things are possible to those that believe. Until next time, I'll see you. I'm your host, Rashid Mateen, and see you on the next Legends on the Rise. Until next time, later.